Ladies and gentlemen, that'll do us for our teams this week. Now, what we like to do for those of you that haven't viewed before, one, what are you doing? Because this is one of the greatest shows that you'll find on the internet.
Facts.
But two, we like getting into what we call buy, hold, sell, and our watch list. So let's kick it off with some buy targets.
Targets acquired.
To start us off with, Skiddy, if this man's fit, LDU at 610K is a buy.
Mate, if he is fit, that is the big question mark right now, so we can wait a little bit. But, mate, this is looking like an absolute sensation of what he's been doing the last couple of weeks. This is what we envisioned that he'd be able to do. And it's purely because Tristan Cherry is finally able to actually ruck to his teammates now. And he's shown it for 2 weeks in a row. I'm happy and comfortable to say that, yes, it's LDU.
Yep. Pete, I'm going to throw you 4 names, mate. I want you to give me the order.
Okay.
We're talking forwards here. Jeremy Cameron, Joey Danaher, Charlie Curnow, Jai Caldwell. Rank them.
Toby Green in there as well.
Toby Green. Okay. So I would say Curnow number 1.
Yep.
Danaher number 2. Jezza number 3. Caldwell, and then Green.
Toby Green.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would you change any of that, Skiddy?
I can't remember what I said originally, but I think I'd probably swap Curnow and Cameron. I think, but also too, Curnow's got a bloody good run home, doesn't he? I'm just looking at play style, and it's more. I like the fact that Danaher's got ruck opportunities. Jezza pushes up onto the wing and into half back to be able to get those marks and extra disposals, while Curnow he relies on goals and then runs down back when it's a close game to take contested marks maybe once or twice a game. That's where I'm just seeing it from an overall perspective instead of being where their actual game style is.
100%. Sarong, not expecting a huge game, but expect him to go well, and he will be good for the rest of the year. He will be in your top 8 midfielders for the year. Zachy Merritt as well. He's got a ripping run coming up, and we could nearly just go the C on him 3 weeks in a row, couldn't we, Pete?
Yeah, we could. I think that I'm just going to click on his. Just want to see. He did really well the last time he played Gold Coast. I think he's a buy. I love him. I really do.
He's got the Eagles, Cats, and Pies in his next 3. So all teams where he could potentially go quite large against. And if you're looking for that 1 up, 1 down option, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to throw in Kynan Brown. So he's a 102K mid forward. You can rotate him forward. You can rotate him mid. If you need to get 18 on the park this week, he might be a sub-risk. He might not be, but I think Melbourne are going to stick fat with him now that Petrarca's down. They need some goal kicking up forward because they have been struggling to kick goals. He does provide a presence in their forward line. He does provide forward pressure, and I think he's only going to get better with time.
Yeah.
That'll do for our boys. Let's see who we think you should be selling. You reckon Lockie Sullivan's done, Skiddy?
Yeah, I reckon that's that. I don't see how much more cash we can get out of him, and I'd rather probably just get him out now to go downgrade Brown, fine, no worries, and then get in a primo and solidify the whole team.
Yep. The treadmill himself, Jeremy Sharp.
Gone.
See ya.
Last week's cone. See ya.
Yeah, you're done. I better play it.
Get that garbage out of here!
Yes.
Pow pow! The Catalina wine mixer. Tommy Powell.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you don't.
Garbage out of here!
Right.
He's done.
Will fill in the side, kills him every single time, as I've said every single week. As if Phillips is in, Powell is not a Supercoach option or a Maltese option or any option.
Skiddy, do you think Pickles is a sell this week? And for those of you that don't know who Pickles is, Jason Horn-Francis.
Yes. So, I mean, he's 528K. He's got a pretty large break even now. He had 136 last time against Brisbane, so I don't hate the hold. I just think that when we're talking about primos as an only a mid as well for Jason Horn-Francis, I feel like there's better options that we can upgrade him to.
Yeah.
I think we brought him in purely because we thought he was going to get forward status. He didn't. So now that was really the reason we did it, was because he started playing well and we thought we can get him cheap, and if he gets forward status, great. he didn't get forward status, so
he didn't get it. No,
kind of failed there.
I actually got him 2 weeks before he started playing well because I liked his run coming up, and then Rosie got injured, so I held him a little bit longer, and now I still have him. And I'm like, when the hell do I get rid of him?
Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, I've just done some quick research, and he is sitting right on 30% time forward. DPP's come out in 2 weeks, so he may receive mid-forward eligibility.
Scratch the cell. We're bloody holding Pickles.
Maybe hold him. Yeah, maybe hold him.
Rosie back definitely helps him play a bit more forward too.
70% mid, 30% forward.
Holy shit. All right, we're holding Pickles. We are holding Pickles if we have.
We're selling Moyle, though. If Witz is back, we're selling him.
Yep.
And anyone that's potentially could help you trade up into a premium this week that's sitting on your bench or someone that's bound to lose cash. Speaking of holds, let's talk about some other holds.
Clayton Oliver. I really like that one. I like that one. Yeah, I like that one a lot. That was good.
Thank you.
Do you reckon we need to work on hot and cold? Yeah. All right, we'll work on hot and cold. No down. We need to work on hot and cold.
Clayton Oliver. He is a hold, but he really needs to step it up. 498K. He has scored 134 and 178 last 2 times against North, but he hasn't been himself lately, has he, Pete?
Honestly, I reckon he's more likely to score points when you take away that one, so like a 34 or a 70. He has been pretty bad to watch. I brought him in after that massive 140 game score, and I'm like, yeah, he's back. I'm going to get him at 430K or 460K. This is going to be great. And then it wasn't. It just wasn't. His time on ground has been really low. So there'd be times I watched a lot of Melbourne games for some reason, which hurts because I had Oliver and not Gawn, and that was not fun. And then I'm like, and I'd just be sitting there going, you know who I haven't seen in a while? Oliver.
Yeah.
Oliver been? He's been on the bench for the last 15 minutes. And, I'm not, I've traded him out. I've actually traded him out. So
really?
He turned into Zach Fisher for me, so I don't mind.
Not bad.
Yeah, so I think do something with that cash. I can't see this being his year. Next year, go for it. Next year, he's probably going to be in my team. Him and Petrarca, both of them, but not this year.
We're holding the sandwich maker, Jake, for one more week?
Yeah, because obviously he's playing. So I think that's the main thing, to be able to make sure that we hold Revel and keep him in the side for one more week.
Yep. And you're definitely holding your primos that aren't playing, especially Rory Laird, if you have him. If he goes back to that halfback role, my fucking God, that looks so juicy for the back half of the year.
Oh, Horse, you know what we say about Rory Laird playing on the halfback flag?
All right, you got to give him that huck too and spit on that thing. You get me?
I get you, random girl from Nashville. I get you. Rory Laird halfback? Hell yeah.
Fuck. Okay. Let's get into our watch list.
I'm watching you, Wazowski. Always watching.
Now, we're going to have a bit of a look at the Suns' backline rotation this week, Skiddy, if Powell is back.
Yes, if Powell is back, it's a massive watch to see who gets dropped, who gets moved elsewhere. If it is Sexton, surely they're not dropping Mac Andrews or anything like that. But yeah, the Suns' backline is a massive watch if Powell is back. If Powell is not back, if Dimmer is a little bit out on him, that would be huge, a huge call and a huge disciplinary action to show.
Yep. Pete, the fourth Melbourne midfielder who comes in and plays a substantial role for the Melbourne Footy Club with Petrarca out. Who do you believe it might be? Because we're keeping an eye out here.
I think we mentioned it before when I made a very bold claim. Pickett, I think, would be the one that comes in. And I'm kind of hoping that I'm right. Otherwise, I'm going to be eating my words if he scores a 30 and has like 2 disposals. But yeah, I think it could be him. If Melbourne needs some X factor, and he's got that.
Yeah.
And that's Keziah Pickett, obviously.
Yeah.
Yes.
Skiddy, I'm keeping an eye out on the Bombers' backline rotation again now that we're getting a little bit more healthy.
Yeah.
So I think they're going to play Martin a little bit more wing half forward now. which is going to allow Redmond, it's going to allow McGrath, it's going to allow Ridley to do their thing. So that's where I'm keeping my eye out for. And you like the looks of Connor Rozee, or you want to keep an eye on him?
Oh, God, no, I'm not liking what he's doing whatsoever, but we know how good he can be, so I'm definitely watching him and how Port are going to utilise this midfield rotation. So I'm definitely keeping an eye on Rozee, Wines, Boak, Butters, Jason Horne-Francis, Pickles, all of these guys, and Willem Drew as well. Like, that's how many players are going through this Port midfield. So I do want to see what happens with Rozee, because he is at a very, very cheap price for a player that he is.
Okay, I've done some quick research here, and I've got a collection of names that I'm going to reel off that are all DPP eligible or are on the bubble or close come round 17. And these are going to be on our watch list too. Zach Williams, 72% defense, 28% forward.
Yep.
Isaac Rankin, he is qualifying now as a midfielder, 31% forward, 69% forward.
Ooh. Wait,
Jordan Dawson.
Wait. You just said 31% forward,
31% midfield, 69% forward. You only need 30% at one end of the ground in order to be able to qualify for having DPP. Jordan Dawson, 76% mid, 24% forward. So he's going to need to play a lot of forward the next two games. Steel side bottom, 72% midfield, 28% defense.
Crom have a bye, so that's only one game for Dawson to be able to get.
Which means he probably won't get it.
Yeah.
Lockie Sullivan, if you're still going to hold him, 68% mid, 32% forward. Okay. Toby Pink, your man, 50%. Titty, two in there. 50% defense, 42% forward.
Interesting.
8% ruck.
No.
Jason Horne-Francis, 70% midfield, 30% forward.
That's the interesting one.
Harry Sheasel, 53% defense, 26% midfield, 22% forward.
Oh, Jesus.
Chad Warner,
73%
midfield, 27% forward.
I did say that on...
Now, Chad, as a forward, we're talking something.
We're talking a little something there. So, ladies and gentlemen, we will keep an eye out for that here on the Insight, and so will Pete at Nerds for Life. We'll shout out your links and that at the end, Pete, but make sure you follow him, and we'll keep you up to date with everything that we are doing. Skiddy,
absolutely. Yeah,
captain's choices.
Yes, sir.
Are you ready, kids?
Aye, Captain.
Shout him out, big dog.
I'm going to bang through these pretty goddamn quickly. Maxi Gawn versus North. I think that's pretty bloody obvious of how he is a captain's choice. Caleb Sarong, 146 last time versus the Suns. But the Suns that was against the Suns last year. This year, they are the number one hardest team for midfielders to score Supercoach points against. That does make it tough for him there. But Flanders, the diddly, that is a genuine shout, as they do give up a lot of points to halfbackers. Will Powell is the asterisk there with his maybe inclusion. Clayton Oliver, if you still have him, 134, 178 last two times against North. We'll see how they go, though, because North's midfield has been pretty bloody good this year. Zach Merritt is one that I am genuinely looking at big time. 143 last time versus the Eagles in Melbourne. So, I really like the C on Zach Merritt this week. Where my VC is probably going this week, and that's Brodie Grundy, 143 last time this year versus Briggsy. So I really do like that. And then Geelong give up the third most amount of Supercoach points to Ruckman Horse. If there's no Pitnet, TDK, if you have him, could genuinely be a shout. Pete, is there any other captain's choices that you would look at this week?
If I do go that route, it would be Patrick Cripps. I mentioned him earlier. Cats concede a lot of points to inside midfielders, so that's a juicy one. I like and also, I don't mind a Luke Ryan. I think that he's
CKC
on Gold Coast.
Fade Ryan.
Sorry,
Fade Ryan.
He can do it. He can do it. He can beat up on Gold Coast forward line, especially if Alex Sexton goes forward.
Oh yeah, he can. You're not wrong there. I just say Ian in the chat. He just asked Dan Houston this week against Brisbane. I mean, I can see it, but in Port, I don't think he was going to do what he did last week against Brisbane. But I still think he'll ton. I think he'll ton pretty comfortably.
He did go 144 at the Gabba 2 years ago against them, so it's not too bad.
This one's at Adelaide Oval.
True.
I don't know. Yeah. That's a real tough one because that's a good game.
You could do a VC. You could throw a VC at it. Hope for the best.
Yeah. You definitely could. I mean, mine's on Grundy. But yeah, I don't mind the VC on Houston. In fairness,
my VC gone into Merritt.
Like it.
And ladies and gentlemen, that'll do us for captain's choices. Thank you so much for joining us, Pete. It's a pleasure to have you on. For the guys at home, mate, where can they find you?
Well, my hashtag is at Nerds for Life SC, so that's short for Nerds for Life Supercoach. It's just there. Find me there. Thanks for having me, guys. It was a lot of fun. I'd love to be on again in the future. It was great fun.
Yeah, absolutely, mate.
Love talking footy.
Yeah, and we love talking footy with like-minded people, mate. And I want to give you a shout out for the stuff that you did in the preseason, your content that you were covering. We did a bit of stuff in the preseason as well. And your stuff is good stuff. So for those of you that are listening, I highly recommend that you go across and follow Pete on Twitter, on Facebook. Get a look at his stuff because his intel is really good, and working collaboratively together, this guy does know what he's talking about, and we wouldn't have got him on the show unless we really rated his stuff. So from Skiddy and I and the Insight community, Pete, thank you very much for coming on. And for your time tonight, mate, we have teed you up a $50 pack. Thanks to the guys at the Standard Squeeze. So that'll be coming your way shortly.
Awesome. Thanks so much. That's awesome.
Skiddy, you got anything else for us for tonight, mate?
Mate, just got to say, thank you very much to all you beautiful bastards in the chat. Had an absolute ripping night with you guys. You're all absolutely hilarious. Great job again on getting close to the on the cups. Hopefully you guys will snag it next week. 9 for 9 is going to be a tough one, but don't worry, I'll get the stuff in there. But all you guys are absolute legends. I just want to say a big thank you as well to Petey. This was exceptionally fun. It's great to know that there's other absolute legends out there in the Supercoach community. And I didn't expect you to be this funny and this good. But, here we are. I'm here to be proven wrong. So there you go. And Horse, thank you for just being you.
No, just Skiddy, stop it. You always make me blush, my man. But before we finish each episode, ladies and gentlemen, we took a vow some weeks ago to break the stigma around mental health. We want everyone at home to know that it is okay not to be okay, and it is not weak to speak. Our Discord is open. Our inboxes are open. We invite you that if you're not feeling well or you need someone to talk to, please reach out to us. We are happy to talk to you. We're happy to be that anonymous person just to get some shit off your chest if you need it. Skiddy, myself, Pete, anyone that's in the chat, we're all a good bunch of blokes. There's no judgment there. It is okay not to be okay, and it is not weak to speak. So speak up. I highly encourage it. We're all human. It's okay to feel down occasionally, but with the group that we've got in there, it won't take you long to start feeling good about yourself because we have an absolute ripping bunch of people in there. But for tonight, thank you to Pete. This is Skiddy. I'm the Horse. We'll catch you either in the Discord or on Sunday night for our live reviewing round 15. We'll catch you then.
You gotta give him that huck too and spit on that thing.